Hello everyone, and welcome back to Season 1 of my Let's Play series. You have joined episode 48, and I've discovered one of these villagers is stuck in some of this quicksand stuff. Again, try to stay out of this stuff. If you can fly, it's not that big of a deal, but you can see I'm sinking. And moving in this stuff isn't the easiest thing. You can fly right out of it, so if you have some way of flying, it's not so bad, but it's still a pain in the butt. What's really important, though, is I found this villager, and one of the things that he will trade to me is a bee smoker, and it looks like he'll also trade me some stuff, what is that, acacia wood for an apiary. This actually looks like he's going to be a pretty useful guy. But what I wanted to do right away was go ahead and trade him some of the emeralds that I have for a bee smoker. So let's go ahead and do that. Cool. And I'm probably going to want to get that apiary from him as well. I mean, it doesn't look terribly hard to craft, but so I might skip on that. But a tropical drone, maybe. And he'll take princess drones for emeralds. I don't even know what that is. But man, I can tell you what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break, and I'm probably going to defend the crap out of this village area. So I'm probably going to build some walls. So let me take a break, and I am going to get us this village a little bit of protection, because I don't really want these useful villagers to die. Welcome back, everybody. I've got the village pretty well protected now. I also expanded on the little house that I had our stuff in. I've also constructed some of these advanced windmills. Instead of the immersive engineering capacitor banks, though, I decided to go with an Ender IO. I don't think it's actually putting anything in because it's full, and that's just fine. It's also not going to let any power out into these lights that I've got strung up until the nighttime, though, thanks to this daylight sensor. If you right-click on it, you can see that now they are getting power, and that's because it's sensing that the sun is there. And what I wanted to do, though, is search for the moon, basically. I wanted to know when it's nighttime. So when it's nighttime, the lights will come on. I just thought that would be a nice little touch. And basically what I've done here, and I may need to clean this up a little bit still, but I'm pretty sure that this is not going to let any mobs up. At least it hasn't so far. Some of our villagers did manage to survive, others did not. It took me a fair amount of time to get everything all get all these walls crafted and then moved, because I actually have to make all these. Well, I guess I could have set up an auto crafter for it, but it didn't seem like something I'd need a whole lot more of. It just didn't seem worth doing it, for something I knew I was only going to do maybe once or twice overall, really. But inside of the house, let's see if I can get in there. I've kind of cleaned things up in here. Our bottler does take water. I didn't have the fluid interface set to extract for some reason. You can see it does actually take water. Possibly other fluids. I don't know. We'll get into that a little bit more. I just wanted to show you guys what's been going on. I am planning on doing just a little bit more reading, and then I think we're going to get right into hopefully getting some kind of a forestry farm going. So I will be back shortly. And we're back. I've read up a little bit more on the forestry, and I think what I'm going to do is there's a little hilly area over here that I hadn't done anything with other than light up. And I'm going to kind of clear this out a little bit more. Shouldn't take too long. I think we're going to go ahead and experiment with getting one of these farming things going. So I'm thinking we'll build the farm up here in this general area, and then we'll be able to make like a little tunnel of sorts underneath here to access it. So let's head back inside and take a look at some of the things we're going to need to start crafting. One of the things I've come across that I think we're going to need to look into is this bog earth. And I think I'm actually going to want to make a crafter or two to help us with some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and get a pattern grid. And let's see if we can request some patterns. Interesting. I don't know where to put anything. My inventory is so full. There we go. That'll clean it out a little bit. Alright, so let's take those out of there and ask for a stack of those. Should be getting our pattern grid here pretty soon. It looks like our crafters might be done. Let's just get those up and ready. There we go. Looks like our pattern grid should be done. So let's see if we can get a pattern for bog earth. Might help if we have some patterns. There we go. Get our pattern up there. Now we can get some more of that bog earth. There we go. Apparently we're going to want some peat for some things. So I think, oh, you know, we're going to need a bucket of water. Let's see if we can get a bucket out of the grid here. And I'm thinking right over here is probably as good a place as any. Thinking it was like that. Take our bog earth like this. I don't remember exactly how far out. I think it was there. I think that's how far this would reach. And this is supposed to get us some peat. The other way it looked like to get it was through bee breeding, which is a part of forestry, but it looked like that was going to be kind of involved. This method takes a little bit of time, but I'm pretty sure that we will at least get some this way, sooner rather than later. And just having that water in the center there should turn this into peat that we're supposed to be able to collect. Ooh, I picked one. There it is. Let's see. Did I use all that already? Wow. So let's see if we can't get a little more. Let's just ask for a stack of it, because why not? There we go. I don't know how long this takes. I'm hoping one of our little tool tips up here might tell us it, but it doesn't even look like it's actually happening. So this might be something we have to come back and check on later, but we can go and get some of the other stuff crafting while that is doing its thing. Oops. So let's put the rest of that up for now. And let's see, we're going to need some farm blocks. And I'm thinking we should probably just go ahead and do the stone bricks. And this is where I think we're really going to use some help from the grid. And this little thing here, the 10 electron tube, this I believe is why we needed that thermionic fabricator. So we may end up hooking it up to some kind of an auto crafter, this guy over here. But I've gotten quite a few of them, and as you can see, it's not terribly hard to get these. Basically, you load your pattern up here, and it doesn't take any resources to load the pattern. You actually put your resources down here in this bar, and you need to have some glass up here to get the liquid glass in this machine for this to work. And then the pattern you put in here determines the kind of tube that you get out of it. And in this case, the 10 electron tubes are what we want. If you hold shift for details, automatic farm, peat bog, electric boost. What we want is a tube that will make crop farms. And that is going to be the bronze electron tube. And for that, we're going to want bronze in there with some redstone. So let's pull out some bronze. And we'll get some more bronze cooking up back at the base here in a little while. So what we'll do is we'll remove that recipe and this 10. And we'll substitute in this bronze. And now when I pull that out, it's not going to give me anything because I don't have the proper materials in this bar. But now I can pull these out. Okay. So let's get this stuff in the grid. And let's see if we can't get some farm blocks. And we're going to probably want a hefty amount of them. So let's say half a stack. Because we're going to need some of these to craft some of the other materials or some of the other farming types of blocks that we want. And we're going to want at least one of the farm gearboxes, which is going to be a 10 gear and a farm block. So let's teach this guy how to make a 10 gear because I don't think he knows how. Nope. So let's get a 10 gear. And let's teach it the one from Forestry. The basic gear I think we can make. But we'll check that here too. we never did teach it the basic gear either, so that's fine. We'll teach it the basic gear. And then let's take a look at our farm blocks again. And the farm gearbox, the stone brick, let's teach that to the grid. And you want to make sure that whatever type of farm block you end up going with, like in this case the stone bricks, we're going to want the same type. So with this gearbox, we should want well, that's weird. I think it showed it. Yeah, the stone brick. There we go. We'll want the stone brick one since those are the materials we have. Okay, so we're also going to want a farm hatch, which is 10 gears. We're going to want to teach it how to make a trapdoor, which that shouldn't be too hard. We already had some in there, but just in case it runs out. You never know. Never know. Better safe than sorry, right? Okay, so we're also going to want will we just do the hatch? Yeah. Farm hatch. We're going to want a farm valve. And again, make sure you're picking whichever one of these you're going with. So if you wanted to do it out of mossy stone bricks, you need one of these out of, each one of these need to also be made out of the mossy stone bricks. You know, so make sure you're keeping track of what you're making. There, that doesn't look like we need to teach it anything else. And that was the valve. And I think the last thing we're going to want is the farm controller. And that is going to need an electron tube, the golden one. So we'll want to make sure that we have some of those in stock. And I'm not going to set up the auto crafting on the thermionic fabricator quite yet, because I'm still kind of learning how this stuff works, and I don't really want to confuse myself, so I'm just working on one thing at a time. We are going to want some gold for this, though, which we have plenty of. And we're going to substitute and place the materials in. We'll get out one last bit of bronze. There. That should be plenty. And we'll make sure that those are in the grid. And we'll make sure that these are in the crafter. So we should have crafted or taught it how to craft all the stuff that we need now. So we still have quite a few farm blocks. So let's get these. We're going to see 10. Seriously? Oh. I will be back in just a moment. I'm going to head back to the main base and find out why that 10 isn't being processed. Stand by, I'll be back. Yeah, I'm back, everybody. We had two little problems. One, we had plenty of 10, so I changed the recipe on this to be ore dictionaried with the kind of 10 that we do have in stock. And second, the reason the 10 wasn't processing was because the ingot drawer was actually full. So anyway, back to getting the rest of this farm stuff crafted up. Let's go ahead and get our farm valve. And let's get the farm hatch. We'll probably need to fix that trapdoor recipe. So let's try that again. Does it have to be a spruce trapdoor? I'm betting that can be any trapdoor. Or farm hatch. Sometimes you just gotta have to kind of manually fix these things. It's not a big deal. It happens. And we may have to fix some of those other recipes, but we'll find out. So we should be able to ask for that farm hatch. There we go. And then we'll want a farm gearbox. Yep. And a farm controller. And then we're going to want a few of those electron tubes that would do the crop farming. I think we're going to want 4 of those. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully the grid will be done with those farm things for us here. So let's get the rest of our farm blocks, the farm valve, the gearbox, the hatch, and the farm controller. And let's get a couple more of those crafting just in case. 10 electron tubes, huh? Thermionic fabricator. Get a good stack or 2 of these. Well, we got as many as we could. That's probably going to be a little bit for now, or at least enough for what we need for now, I'm hoping. Hopefully we can ask it to craft about half a stack of those. I'm not sure exactly how many we'll need. There we go. So let's get out to where we were digging our stuff up. So I believe what we're going to want is, let's see if we can do the farm hatch on the bottom, I'm thinking, with the farm blocks around it. And we'll probably want the farm controller there, I'm guessing. And the gearbox, I think, is where we do the power. And the valve, we're supposed to be able to pipe water in from. So I'm thinking we're probably going to use the grid for that. There is a mechanism to do it with Forestry, and I'll show you guys that here in just a second. But let's see if we can't get this put together in a useful fashion. And it's going to be a 3x3, and it needs to be 4 tall. And when I get that last brick in there, hopefully we'll see something happen. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. And there's a tool that we're going to want to make real quick called a solderer. And I believe that we have enough resources in the grid that we should just be able to ask for one. And it's going to be this guy right here, the soldering iron. And we're going to want to make this in a carpenter, and we're going to need some iron and a bronze ingot. So let's get the iron, 1, 2, 3, and a bronze ingot. Which apparently I don't have any of. So let's head back to the base and take a look at that. It's always something, isn't it? I may have just never taught this thing how to make bronze. Do we have any? I think we have one bronze ingot in there. So let's go ahead and get that bronze ingot out of there. We never did fully finish so we have more than an ingot. Oh, there's quite a few ingots in there. Let's go ahead and just run that stuff out of there. And while we're at it, let's just get some copper and tin. And we'll just throw them in the smeltery and get a bunch more bronze. How does that sound? And it's 3 copper, I think, to 1. So let's get 2 more stacks of copper. And that should give us a bunch of bronze, so we shouldn't have to worry about that again for a little while. Let's go ahead and finish repairing this guy and get him back where he goes real quick. I don't think the wireless grid's going to help us in there. There we go. Okay, so we have a little bit of bronze. So let's get back to making our soldering iron. The carpenter is what we wanted, right? Yeah, there it is. Now with the carpenter, again, I believe this is a case of, let's see, let's look up that soldering iron. I think we can have JEI help us out with this. Yeah, we can totally plus that in there. And see, now that pattern is in there, and just like the other forestry machine, we're still going to need to actually put our materials in there. Oh, iron. We needed iron. There it is. See, now we've got that progress bar going, and we should be able to get our soldering iron out of there. There we go. We should be able to zip back over here to, where do we put it? Over there, over here to our farm. And I believe if we right click, yeah, here we go. In this empty socket, we're going to need to make a circuit of some kind. I think we're going to want that intricate one, and we'll make this in the carpenter as well. And we'll want some gold, and we'll need to get some redstone. that should give us our circuit board. So let's head back over here again. Oh, it is working. Good. We should be able to harvest this peat. Excellent. We, of course, will have to put more of that bog earth down, I believe. Cool. So we're getting stuff from Forestry. That's awesome. Let's see. I don't just put that in there, do I? I've got to... I think I've actually got to put this together somehow. There we go. Wanted to use that solderer for this. It's not the golden electron tubes. Where did those other ones go? I could have sworn. Succulent farm. I want the other ones. What did I do with those? I probably put them all back in the grid. Yeah. This works kind of like a chisel. You know, you right-click it and then you get this. You right-click it and you get this little GUI that comes up. You put your circuit board in there, and this is how we're going to program the farm. So let's see where my tubes are. Crop farm. That's what I want. Bronze electron tubes. Oh, I think I had some there the whole time. I just probably didn't see them. So let's try that again. There we go. I'm going to want to turn this to automatic farm. Crop farm. Yes. There we go. And see, now all those are gone again, but I've got an intricate circuit board that is programmed now. So let's head back over there, wherever it was. And let's get this circuit board installed. There we go. And we're going to want to pump water into this. That's the farm valve. So I'm thinking the easiest thing to do to try to get this working is probably going to be, let's see if we just can't get an infinite water source over here. And we've done this before. Oh, you know, I'm actually thinking we can't do that. You'll understand why here in just a minute. This farm works a little bit different than the other ones. So I'm probably am going to want to actually tunnel in underneath it here. So let's see. Farm is there, so something like this. Let's get a little light under here. So 1, 2, right there. Yes. So right here, think what might not be a bad idea is, let's see if we have any of those reservoirs left. Yeah, we do. I don't know if we'll be able to pump it in this way or not, but I think it's worth a shot. Well, that's just silliness. There we go. Oh, I did it again. There we go. I'm supposed to be getting rid of this water. Here we go. There's the answer. That wasn't what I wanted at all. There we go. So that's pretty cool. We are getting this peat. That's going to come in handy in a little bit, I think. Do I need a wrench to do this? I think I can set this. Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. Yeah, excellent. So that's filling up with water. And here in the farm hatch, I want to see, let's see if we can't get some, what do we think we should put there? Maybe some drawers? Let's try some drawers. Is kind of what I'm thinking there. As soon as I find my house here. There we are. Let's see if we can't get some drawers. Compacting drawers? No, we'll want a drawer controller. And let's get a bunch of drawers, because this is going to end up looking like our tree farm back at the base. But again, the main reason I'm doing this is I just kind of want to compare, because this thing, it can farm a lot of stuff. But honestly, I really am kind of planning on using those garden cloches from Immersive Engineering for most of my food harvesting once I get that taken care of. I think. Let's try the drawer controller there. Well, I didn't mean to really put that back there. Let's try something like this. I don't see any reason why that won't work. There we go. Let's light that up pretty good. So I'm thinking we need to supply it with power. So this might be where we see how much, if like this farm over here, let's try some HV stuff. And we'll get some relays. Oh, we already got some relays. Let's get some wire connectors. And we'll need the coil. Let's see. That's an LV connector. So let's do an HV connector coming off of here. Let's see. How do I want to get that over there? Let's just do it on the side here. We'll configure this for output. There we go. And get that HV connector on there. And let's link that coil. And let's see if we can get over to one of these trees over here maybe. Yeah, I think that'll work. We'll just kind of run it to there. And let's see if we can get it over here with the HV connector. Oh yeah. So I'm betting if we give this thing some seeds, I'm thinking it's getting power. We might just have to run those lights all the time. That's no big deal. No fertilizer, so we'll need to get some fertilizer into it somehow as well. I think we might need a switch for it too. So let's see if we can get a switch. And while I'm at it, let's get some saplings out of here. Let's see. Let's try some that we don't have, like let's put some of this stuff up. And try some of the ebony, desert acacia, and these orange ones were giving me the dark wood, so I think I'm going to try some of those too. I don't know for sure that these will work in the crop farm, but I'm going to give it a shot. Now it looks like it's going to have to be seeds in there, huh? Let's get some seeds. And how about melon seeds, since we don't... We'll figure out something else for the trees. There may have been a separate tree farm that I didn't see. And let's try some rice. And probably some flax wouldn't be bad either. And how about some coffee? So I don't have any of those on hand. These should have no problem going in. Seems like there it is. Well, that is weird. It may not let me do it without the fertilizer. I might have to have some fertilizer in there. Fertilizer is not hard to make. It's this stuff here from Forestry, which we can make with sand and apatite. So let's go ahead and teach that to the grid. That looks pretty easy. And let's ask for a few stacks of that. I'm pretty sure we have quite a healthy bit of the apatite. Let's get this stuff put up. Let's go ahead and get a switch on here as well. I'm pretty sure that we are going to want one. It may not be giving me enough power because it's telling me to supply it. But let's go ahead and try to get this fertilizer in here. There's got the fertilizer. We got plenty of water. No farmland. bricks or stone bricks. So let's get some stone bricks. This is exactly why I chose the stone farm, just by the way, because I knew I'd already taught the grid how to make the stone bricks. There we go. So can I get away with kind of doing something like this perhaps? Where'd my shovel go? Did I lose my shovel? I probably threw it. Maybe it's in the grid. That's in the grid again. Got lucky. So do I dig down here perhaps? Will that work? I really don't know because I've never done this before. Does it need to be like that? Oh, looks like we've got what we need. Now what I don't know, let's try to knock some of these back. Let's take that back down. I may have not been patient enough here. Let's try it like this first. And we'll look at that interface again and see if it has any problems. No, it looks like it's going to be okay. I wish it would kind of tell me if I was... oh, it is. Okay. It's full of power. Thinking I can only put certain things in here. Let me see something. Where'd my house go? There it is. See if I've got any rice. No. I'm going to take a little bit of a break and give this some more time to do its thing, and we will come back and see what's up. And we're back, everybody. I finally figured out what was going on with this farm. Basically, I had a switch up there. It might be kind of hard to see it now. Right up here, I had a switch, and as soon as I removed it, it started placing the dirt. And then what I did was I also switched this out for a intricate circuit board, that I configured for 3 arboretums and a peat bog. I also kind of tunneled this out a little bit, and we have an external storage up here, so we have access to the peat. I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave this here for a while, just because I kind of like how it looks. But that is basically where I think I'm going to end the episode today. I think we've reached a good wrapping up point. The one thing I should bring up, though, is that I did have to place some dirt in here, and it ended up turning that dirt into this humus. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, all I did was place in the various saplings, and it's all been collecting down here in this drawers. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you are liking these episodes, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to be notified of videos that I put out in the future, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for stopping by today, guys, and take care.